Mic check. Mic check. A pleasant good evening to everyone. We will be starting in just about 3 minutes. We are going to be starting in just about 3 minutes. So we're asking each and every one of you guys who are too far away to get a little bit in closer. But we are going to be starting in a very short while. Just waiting on all indications. So let me just formally start by saying good night to each and every one of you guys as we get ready to start in a short while. All right?
Why should I get weary? Tell me why should I? Why should I? Eh, no way. Lord, 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 the Lord is heavy. Oh, yeah. I'm moving on. Yes, I'm moving on. Lord, Lord. Oh, God. Eh. From the cradle to the grave, little by little, stage by stage. I never get weary. Never. I never get weary. Sorrows and laughter, time of fear. Good and bad, I had my share. I never get weary. Never. I never get weary. Just like the breeze that blowing high on the mountain top. I can't stay still. I gotta keep moving. Just can't afford to stop. Yeah. Why should I? Why should I? No, the Lord is Lord, until my work is over, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm gonna be up, full, brave and strong. Can't let the system hold me down. But when my work is over, that is when I lay me down. For nothing more and nothing less. Still charge up, put my soul to rest. Hey. Tell me why should I? Oh, I never get beat. Oh, I never get trial and crosses in my way. I still gonna find some time to pray. I never get weary. Never. Rasta never get weary. When temptation comes on strong, I've got to face it like a man. I never get weary. Never. I never get weary. Cause in this time where pleasure and danger walking side by side, I can't stay still. I gotta keep moving.
A pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another one of the NNP Connect meeting. We are here in Dabo, the town of St. George. A pleasant good evening to each and every one of you guys. I don't guess that's what you guys want to hear. NNPites! All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this evening we want to start by saying a special good evening to the persons who are already here. We have the chairman of the party, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. He's here with us this evening. We also have Senator Hosford, who's here with us this evening. We have Miss Nolan Thompson, who is here with us this evening. We have Dr. Noel, the candidate for the town of St. George. We do also have with us Brother Nimrod Oliver. So we want to say good evening to each and every one of you. And Mr. White, who is joining us here this evening. And to the other members of the executive, we want to say a pleasant good evening. At this stage, wherever you are, we ask that you stand as we, at this stage, invite the Lord's presence. And to do so tonight, we are going to recite the Lord's Prayer. So wherever you are, we ask you to stand as we recite the Lord's Prayer. 2, 3. What in heaven, hallowed be thy name. On earth. All right, thank you so very much. Remain standing wherever you are as we now have the national anthem. Thank you so very much. We now have the party song. 2, 3. Oh, you can count on me, working for my party. Faithful I will be. I will fight with all my might, working for the NNP. Oh, you can count on me, working for my party. Faithful I will be. I will fight with all my might, working for the NNP. Final time. Oh, you can count on me, working for my party. Faithful I will be. I will fight with all my might, working for the NNP. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. And again, let me officially welcome you to the town of St. George. It is just within about 5 minutes. If you take about 5 minutes and you go to my immediate left, as long as you're going down up until reaching Sendal Tunnel, you will see the work that has been done by the new national party between the years and governance of this beautiful country, Grenada. We do have the National Stadium. Lower down, we do have the fish market. If you go lower down, you have the bus terminus, you have the cruise ship terminal, and then there is a wing of the general hospital. So when they say nothing has been done, if that is nothing, put us back in power, let's continue to do nothing. So folks, today we are going to start with our very first speaker. And our very first speaker this evening is a powerful candidate representing, or candidacy that has been given to represent the wonderful persons of St. David's. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome Miss Nolin Thompson.
Good night, good night, good night. Our chairman, Dr. Mitchell, my fellow colleagues on the platform, people of Dabo and surrounding areas, other constituencies who are here, and our online viewers. Friends, tonight I want you to picture this. Right now, somewhere in our country, a young woman is in pain because she cannot afford a simple blood test. Right now, a patient is waiting for dialysis they cannot afford, and their time is running out. Right now, a surgery is being delayed because the equipment is not available. This is not a story. This is not exaggeration. This is happening now, today, in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. And yet, we are being asked to mark our calendars and focus on a $600 million project and a sod-turning ceremony. So tonight, I am not here for big words or big promises. I am here to ask one simple question. Are we putting the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique first? Because yes, this is about politics. Politics is about priorities. Politics is about choices. And the choice before us is clear. Friends, we need a new hospital. Our healthcare system needs improvement. Our people deserve better facilities, better equipment, and better care. And we, the new national party, support the building of a new hospital. But what we will not support is poor priorities and unanswered questions. We are now being presented with the Project Polaris, a project estimated at over $600 million. And I ask, is this the right priority at this time for our country? Because when you step outside of the announcements and into the lives of real people, a very different picture begins to emerge. Friends, over the past months and weeks, I have met people, I have listened, I have seen the reality. And I'm going to tell you about two young women that I met. The first one is 33 years old. She had a surgery at the General Hospital. After her surgery, she had one follow-up visit and was told she needed an additional procedure. But without the money to purchase the medication, to complete the blood tests, and to do the ultrasounds, she fell through the cracks of the system. No follow-up, no support. Her condition became so severe, she came dangerously close to sepsis. Sepsis. I don't have to explain what sepsis is. And when she went to her local MP to seek assistance, and she told me she actually took videos and sent it so that they can see how dire her situation was. She was asked if she had family who lived overseas, because it would be best if she went overseas. And in that moment, with nowhere else to turn, months passing, she reached out to me for help. That is the reality facing our people. I also met another young woman, just 25 years old. She underwent breast surgery. After that surgery, she was given a requisition form for blood tests, an X-ray, and a mammogram. Again, she could not afford it. So she missed her follow-up appointment. Today, she is living with an infection in her breast, suffering in silence. And like so many others who feel they have nowhere to go, she reached out to me for help. And let me tell you, there are many more stories just like these. Friends, just this morning, one of my staff came to work, and I asked her, because she looked a little pale and distraught, and I asked her what was wrong, and she told me that she just had a death. Someone close to her died at home. 2 hours had already passed when she came to work. There was no doctor to pronounce him dead. They called the police. They called the district doctor. They were told it's the wrong person, so they gave another number. They called that person, no answer. They called the hospital several times, no answer. 5 hours later, a doctor pronounced him dead. That is what families in Grenada are dealing with. Not theory, not politics, reality. And yet, we have a government obsessed with cutting ribbons, posing for photos, and hosting ceremonies. Friends, these are not isolated stories. Right now, again, surgeries are being delayed because of lack of proper equipment. Right now, our kidney patients who need dialysis are struggling to afford it, and some are dying while waiting. This is the healthcare emergency we are facing today. So I ask, why are we being asked to mark our calendars for sod-turning ceremonies while people cannot afford basic care? Why is this government so focused on a $600 million project while Grenadians are lying in hospital beds without basic medication? How much money is being spent on that ceremony while families are struggling just to survive? And let us talk about time, because time matters. In countries like the United States, building a modern hospital can take anywhere from 5 to 10 years, from planning to completion. The UK, 8 to 15 years. Canada, 5 to 10 years. Right here in the Caribbean, St. Lucia, after the St. Jude Hospital was destroyed in a fire in 2009, it has taken well over a decade. And even now, that process has faced delays, cost overruns, and challenges. So let us be honest with ourselves. Projects like this do not happen overnight. They take years. So what happens to our people in the meantime? What happens over the next 5, 6, 7, or even 10 years? And friends, let us bring this even closer to home. When I was a young girl, I remember having to drive from St. David's to go to convent, so I must pass that bridge where that river is in the middle of that Polaris project. And every time there was heavy rainfall, it will be flooding. Vehicles couldn't pass, people couldn't pass. And that is my lived experience, and many of you who understands it. And now we are being told that to prepare this site, they will raise it, dumping up to 10 feet of fill. So I ask, what happens to the properties on the other side of the road? What happens to the families who live nearby? Were they considered? Because when you raise land in a flood-prone area, the water does not just disappear. It goes somewhere. And the question is, where? Are we solving one problem while creating another for our people? And then there's the issue of water. The same area supplies borehole water to communities close by and in the south. And the last time I went on that site, I remember seeing, I think, 4 pumps from Nawassa. What happens to that water supply? What happens to the quality of water because it's borehole? And then think about the sewage. Where is the clear plan to protect our groundwater? Friends, again, $600 million is not a small project. It is massive for a country like ours. So we must ask, what will this mean for our debt? What will this mean for future generations? And how much of that money will actually stay here in Grenada? Because too often, projects like this benefit outside companies more than the locals. So again, who truly benefits? And let me come back to what matters most. Will a new hospital, years from now, help the young woman who reached out because she had nowhere else to turn? Will it save the dialysis patient this month? Will it help families like the one this morning, left alone in grief, with no support? Or are we ignoring a present crisis for a future promise? What is more important and who is more important? The people of Grenada or the legacy of a few? Do we build monuments or do we save lives? Friends, our next election is about choices. It is about whether we continue down a path of poor priorities or whether we choose leadership that puts people first. Leadership that addresses the crisis now. Leadership that invests in healthcare that works today. Leadership that builds, but builds responsibly. So tonight I leave you with this. We do not need more promises for tomorrow while people are suffering today. We do not need ceremonies while people are crying out for care. We need action. We need compassion. We need leadership that understands that every delay costs a life. And a team of the new National Party, we care about everyone. Friends, the time to act is not years from now. The time to act is now. Let us choose people over projects. Let us choose reality over rhetoric. Let us choose a future that puts Grenadians first. Let us choose the new National Party. Because Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique deserves better. And together, we can build it. Thank you.
So, folks, thank you so very much. This is our candidate that will be responsible for getting rid of Deacon. That is our candidate that is going to be responsible. And so we thank Mrs. Thompson for such a wonderful speech. Ladies and gentlemen, we move not too far from St. George's, and we move just higher up to the northwest of St. George's. And ladies and gentlemen, at this stage, I introduce to you the candidate for St. George's Northwest, Dr. Adrian Joseph. Yeah.
Good night, Dabo. Is Dabo in the house? Is there love in the house in Dabo? It's always so exciting to hear my sister Nolene speak. Because this sister, she's dealing with a heavy burden, a huge constituency that is rife with corruption, mismanagement, and everything. But she's doing a sterling job. She has them on the run. The plane has landed in St. David. It's not going anywhere. Big up to our sister Nolene. Love in the house. Friends, as the speaker before me rightly said, right now, more than ever, Grenada requires competent and capable leadership. Leadership that put the Grenadian people first. Not themselves in first class, but the people first and foremost. Friends, the frightening reality is we are witnessing in this country a political directorate that has lost its way. Sadly, their compass is broken, and their mismanagement leaves the ordinary Grenadian questioning. Who and what are their priorities? Is it you, the people? Or is it themselves and their close friends? You judge for yourself. So, my goodly brothers and sisters here tonight, in such a scenario, we must begin to focus on the fight to take our country back, because this is what our future depends on right now, the fight to take our country back. Brothers and sisters, coming from a foreign affairs background, I have to say to you tonight, we are in a new era of geopolitical and geoeconomic uncertainty. From the ongoing hostilities in the Middle East to the sudden visa ban, there is no doubt that this government has left us all vulnerable. Friends, I say to you tonight, we are in a worse off position than we were in 2022. The recent inclusion of countries like Grenada in the United States visa ban, ranging from $5,000 to $15,000. You let that sink in. This, my friends, has triggered concern across the region. For Grenada and the other regional countries that are affected, the implications are not abstract, my friends. They are real. Come April 2nd, you will feel it. But ask this question. Do you think that this government is taking any of this seriously? Unlike the leadership in our neighboring jurisdiction like Dominica and Antigua, whose leaders addressed the nation when the situation came upon them. Our leaders has once again remained silent. They need to know. Silence seems to be the default mode of this government. It's crazy. Friends, I say to you tonight, the visa ban, which affects the B1, B2 program of everyday visa applicants, it will affect the small businessman, the families wishing to reunite with their loved ones, and any number of ordinary Grenadians like you and like me. Friends, these are real issues. So tell me, what do you think? Is this a policy issue for the US, or is this a people issue? Is it not right for us as Grenadians to hear from our leaders on this important matter? It seems in this case, there was no prior awareness. And for me, coming from the foreign affairs family, it suggests any number of three things. We have a weak diplomatic presence, a totally insufficient engagement, all about the ceremonies, the wine and the dine. Or there is poor intelligence gathering within the diplomatic channels. Friends, when you go to these functions, one of your key roles is to gather intelligence. Nimrod. Or worse, there's a breakdown in the communication between Grenada and its strategic partners. Friends, especially those of you with families in the US and want to travel, none of these are acceptable from our officials. But anyway, I will undertake to help deal with this in a subsequent broadcast. Brothers and sisters, I was asked by our dear political leader and the team to touch on the issue of infrastructure tonight. Though I wish my brother, Senator the Honorable Nolan Cox, was here, because this is his baby, there is enough fodder for me to make a few statements. Friends, let us be absolutely clear. Poor infrastructure is not just an inconvenience. It is an economic failure. When our road system collapses, when projects drag on for eternity without proper coordination, the entire economy pays a price. Friends, productivity declines. Transportation costs rises. Supply chains slow down. And ultimately, the cost of living increases for every single Grenadian. Friends, a country cannot grow when its infrastructure is working against its people. Let's ask our chairman, former political leader, and former prime minister. One of his first tasks to move this country forward was to give us roads so the people can move and the economy can move. So, instead of enabling businesses, supporting tourism, and improving the quality of life, our current infrastructure is doing just the opposite. It is choking economic activity. It is burdening households, and it is eroding productivity. Friends, this is flawed development plagued by mismanagement. This is what is happening in Grenada right now. The people of Dabo, the people from St. George Northwest, the people from St. David, the friends, the people who want better for this country, look around you. The roads are breaking apart. Dust is choking your communities. The traffic situation is getting worse every single day. Public spaces are deteriorating. Can anybody tell me what is happening with Heroes Park? What's happening with Heroes Park? At this point, I am forced to believe that these people are totally detached from reality, or they simply just don't care. Because how else can you explain all this nonsense? Every single day, the Grenadian people are suffering. Is this progress? Is this what we voted for? Honestly, sometimes when I speak to my friends, I ask, is this a prank? It has to be a prank because it cannot be real. And then we hear from the surrogates, by the way, most of whom are not living here, to deal with the problems that we are facing. They invest themselves in trying to sell us kakapool and tell us it's egg. Friends, it's crazy. We are facing these problems every single day. And these people are saying to us, be patient. Be patient for what? In reality, I want you to tell them, friends, and it is important that we don't just come here and listen. When we go home, to our homes, to our respective areas, we take action. You need to take to social media and let them know, in Grenada right now, there is chaos on the ground. The people are suffering. You must not be bashful or shy. You need to because they don't seem to understand. Friends, this is the sad state that our sweet Grenada is in today. While we have a government that remains silent on the important issues, again and again, we the people are paying the price. I challenge you. Ask any busman. Ask any taxi driver friends. Ask any of the car rental company owners. Ask any ordinary car owner. I can tell you, they are facing more frequent repairs, suspension problems, tires wearing out faster, and all kinds of problems directly related to our infrastructure, poor infrastructure. You fix something today, and by next week, it's gone again. So let's ask them the big question. Who is paying for all of this? Friends, I'm saying tonight, you are the ones paying. We are the ones paying, brothers and sisters. Businesses are paying. The busmen are paying. The ordinary Grenadian single mother is paying. And then there is a resulting health crisis that they just want us to ignore. Friends, as Sister Nolene pointed out tonight, across our beautiful Grenada, communities are exposed to excessive dust each and every day. thus from poor roadworks, poor construction management. They are affecting your brothers and sisters, possibly your families every day. And because of that, we are seeing rise in asthmatic cases, rise in more respiratory problems. More children and the elderly are at risk with major problems. So I ask the question again, and I want you to tell me. These people, do they care about you? Do you feel like they care about you? And we go further. Our goodly Prime Minister is saying that we're entering a new era of development. The government, as we know, is operating at a serious deficit. I believe the last check is $330 million. As the statistician, the mathematician, what that means for you and me. Friends, what is even more alarming, under the new policy direction, we are seeing that this government has already demonstrated a pattern of cost overruns, poor execution, lack of accountability, and all sorts of corrupt practices on all major projects. So let's ask ourselves this question. What do you think will happen in this new era? The government is now doubling down on a system called design, build, and finance. Friends, I say to you, this is neither standard practice, and when I did my quick research, I have not found it used anywhere in the Caribbean. This policy, my friend, should concern every single thinking Grenadian. This model shifts financial risk in a way that often leads to inflated project cost overruns. There will be weak oversight and reduced transparency. Friends, where are the safeguards? Where are the value for money? Where are the protections for our taxpayers? If this system continues unchecked, Grenada will be locked into high-cost arrangement that will burden the finances of every single Grenadian. Mark my words. But I think, if my memory serves me right, Dr. Mitchell warned us about that. Senator Cox warned us about that. So friends, when the dust settles, it will not be, what is it, Dr. Mitchell, decon? They will not be the one paying the price. You, the ordinary Grenadian, will be left to carry the burden. The design, build, and finance model, where the contractors simply have to finance the project and the government will pay them later. Think about this arrangement. If you're the contractor, if they give me the job to build this podium, I will triple the price at the end of the day. That is what will happen. Friends, this is another glaring sign of mismanagement of our resources. I've heard recently that they've attracted 2 interesting companies from the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. These companies, it seems, has recently landed on our shores with containers They are here in Grenada. And why? From reports, I've heard that they've been banned from getting government contracts in their own country, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. But yet, they are here in Grenada. You have to ask yourself, why? So, friends, this government has wasted or mismanaged all of our monies. From $500 million in the treasury. And now they have found themselves in a position where they are unable to pay contractors. They are unable to pay public servants. They are unable to pay the ordinary man who have done work for the government. This has never, ever, 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 ever happened under the NNP. And they are blaming it on the accounting system. Oh, God. Poor accounting system. Ah? Oh, my God. Friends, I'm saying to you tonight, the government is behaving like this is not the taxpayers' money that will have to pay for all this. You have to be vigilant. You have to be on guard. You have to complain. You have to be ready to march. You have to be ready to call them out. Friends, it is simply getting from bad to worse. And so, the NNP is here tonight to raise your awareness, to marshal the troops, to get ready for the upcoming seasons. Because another 5 years under this government. All right. So, with your response, I say to you tonight, there is hope. Because the house is ready. The house is ready to stand. The house is ready to lead. The house is ready to put back another $500 million in the treasury as savings. The house is ready to protect Grenada. Because in this house, there is love. I hear you. Friends, and where there is love, there is strength. Tell them, where there is love, there is leadership. And where there is love, there is change. Friends, Grenada deserves better. Friends, we are stronger together. We have love in this house, and we will have NNP to take us all the way. Love in the house! Love in the house! Love in the house! Power, power.
So, folks, at this stage, I ask you to get a little bit closer as we get ready to invite or welcome here with us this evening the political leader, Honorable Emmeline Pear. So yes, folks. So we say welcome to our political leader as she joined us here this evening. Also recently, I heard the government speak as it relates to the upkeep of infrastructure in Grenada. I have one question to ask. When will the Prime Minister's residence be fixed? Whether or not the Prime Minister will be returning to the Prime Minister's residence. But we ask him not to return. We are going to fix it. So he need not to return. Sister Emmeline Pierre is going to occupy that space. So folks, we move on to our next speaker. And so join me in welcoming Senator Dwight Horsford as he joins us this evening.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Brother MC. And thank you. The height is an accident, but good evening, my dear sisters and brothers, and especially our friends throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, and our sisters and brothers in the diaspora. We had a little late start this evening, so I wouldn't keep you too long. Before anything, I want to especially recognize our political leader and also our beloved chairman of the party, Dr. Mitchell, and all the members of this great and solid team of the New National Party here with us this evening. I also wish to bring you greetings from the New National Party branch of St. George Southeast and the good people of Southeast who are crying out for real representation at this time. Moments ago, you heard from two of our distinguished speakers, Dr. Joseph, and before him, my dear sister, Nolene Thompson. And as you listened to them, it became clear, I'm sure to you, that in the New National Party we have a team that is able, a team that is ready, a team that cares, and a team that will deliver. This evening I see my task first and foremost to deliver my own and very brief commendatory remarks on behalf of our brother Troy Noel. This is a young man who has stepped forward. He comes from you, and he comes forward with all of your aspirations and all of your best wishes. He is able, and he is a right fit to the team of the New National Party. Now, my dear friends, a lot has been said to you tonight about the importance of the next general election. Now, I hear some people say that it would be an interesting election. I say that it is a crucial election. Because already, as my sisters told you, they can't buy an aspirin and 2 plaster in the hospital, but they tell you they will give you a medical village, a medical city. Already, medical stations and centers around the country are on lockdown. Sometimes if it opening like a post office. But they're giving you a fantastic big project, sod turning Friday, big 3D image. You believe all of that? Old people say, if you fool me once, shame on you. But if you fool me twice, shame on me. Anybody who wants to believe that this, what is it, Polaris? Well, Polaris is Dolores. Anybody who wants to believe in this project, as school children say, and I'll use my words carefully, I won't use any obscenity, then you're born in Bamsi. We have seen all of this mamagism before. After all of the pie in the sky promises, we are now in a crucial and very likely election year. All of a sudden, you have your $600 million project to dazzle. And you can't pay workers. And you can't buy medication. And you're not paying the contractors. And you're not paying people who are working. Who you fooling? Don't let them insult your intelligence, my sisters and brothers. We are no fools. The only political organization that can deliver and get it done in this country is the New National Party. Right now, if you look at it, the only political organization in the country, when you look at the lineup of people putting themselves forward and asking you to give them an opportunity to serve this country and to deliver to you, that appear to you to be genuine and competent, are those on the platform of the New National Party. Plain and simple. All who vex, vex. They don't like it, they go out to lie down by. That's all right. That is all right. In these very dangerous times that we're living in globally, and my brother spoke about the international environment, you don't want posers running your country. At this critical time, you want a political party that not only has the know-how, but has demonstrated to you over decades and over the decades where there were difficult times, including catastrophes, hurricane, global economic shutdown, a party that shows that they can keep the ship steady, and not just steady, but can recover, and that we can succeed. And that is the New National Party. People want to go to bed in the night knowing that the country is in good hands, not in the hands of people who are posing for pictures. So that is a choice, sisters and brothers, that you have in the next election. The competence, the care, the team versus mamangism, pictures, 3D images, and a one man. Are you going to gamble the future of this country? Are you going to make the sensible choice? And that choice is who? That choice is who? I like how you're singing. But we have to make sure that it is not just us, but we convince our neighbors and our friends that this is the only choice, the choice of the new National Party. And so, as we continue to have these meetings and engagements, not only are we bringing you the information, but we want to remind you, we need to remind you of what we faced, sisters and brothers, in this country. If, as the late great Patrick Manning says, you put God out your thoughts and you give these people another 5 years, when your belly hot in you know why? You know why. Already, they're going all around, making new promises now. New promises. In fact, in one area, they say they are going back to the forgotten ones. Who forget them? But who forget them? The new National Party, sisters and brothers, don't forget people. We don't abandon people. We don't neglect constituencies. And come when election is around the corner as if people stupid, people foolish. And you come with your new promises and a few dollars to stay in office. Sisters and brothers, do you know how insulting that is? Because you know when you have your bellyache, you know when the times are hard in this country, the new National Party is consistent. You know when things are happening in your constituency, when there's a death and when there's a tragedy, representatives of the new National Party are always there. We don't come around because you have an election. We don't forget people and then come back and say we're going back to the forgotten ones. Well, who forget them? That is not the NNP way. And so this evening, this young man that has stepped forward, Brother Troy Noel, for the tongue of St. George, he is going to deliver to you if you give him the opportunity, and I'm asking you to give him the opportunity to serve you. And he will serve you the NNP way. Consistent, loving, and genuine. He will work hard for you. And you know him. As I say, he comes from among you. So in the tongue of St. George, when they come and they talk about this interesting election. Yes, it's interesting. And it would be interesting for what will happen to the current holder of the seat in Parliament for the tongue of St. George. Oh, yes. Sisters and brothers, we are now, friends, at a point in our history where we have had solid foundations for national development and growth, and a solid political institution grounded in our people and grounded in this country by the hard work of those that went before us. And the chief amongst them is sitting with us here, Dr. Mitchell. We have that foundation. So, at this juncture with that foundation, what we have to do now is pick up the load and carry it well, sisters and brothers. And that is why we have assembled a team. A team A team. Not a man. Not a deacon. A man. No, not a man, not a deacon. We have a team that we have put together. People, competence, vision, leadership, collective will to deliver to you. So embrace this young man, Brother Troy Noel. Lift him up on your shoulders because they go come at him. Pray for him too. You have to lift him up in prayer, you know. We need a lot of that now, you know. A lot of prayers now, you know. Yes, plenty prayers. And I know some of the ladies here are prayer warriors. Like my mother, a prayer warrior. When you see prayer warriors, get on their knees and, yeah, man. When you see beads start to turn and prayers start to pass, the devil had to run. The devil had to run. So, sisters and brothers, I want you to encourage Brother Troy Noel, and most importantly, ensure that your friends and your neighbor and your household are prepared to vote for the new National Party and Brother Troy Noel in the tongue of St. George. So on these brief notes and with these brief remarks, I want to encourage all of us to continue to stand firm and continue to do the work for the new National Party. Because we are on our way to victory. We are on our way to restoring good governance in this country, sisters and brothers. Thank you so very much. One love.
Thank you so very much, Senator Hosford. And folks, we want to remind you, we're asking you, please, get registered. Get to know the persons that are not registered. Check the voters list and ensure that all that has to be done to have the new National Party in office is done. Folks, at this stage, we want to welcome a young brother from the town of St. George, Brother Shord Baptiste, as he come and give a few remarks before we take our candidate. Brother Shord Baptiste.
No way. Lord, 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 the Lord is so heavy. Oh, yeah. I'm moving on. Yes, I'm moving on. Lord, Lord. Oh, God. From the cradle to the grave, little by little, stage by stage. I never get weary. I never get weary.
Greetings. It is honorable to introduce a man from this community who understands the struggle of this community. A man who turned challenges into opportunity, Troy Noel. He has dedicated over 30 years of his time to Grenada, supporting youth and education, helping small and large businesses through his accounting expertise and acumen, contributing to community development and even culinary arts. Humble, hardworking, and committed. He embodies the best of Dabo St. George's and Grenada. He grew in the tongue, and he is for the tongue and its people. Please join with me in welcoming Troy Noel to the stage.
I never get weary. Just like the breeze that blowing, I on the mountain top. I can't stay still, I gotta keep moving. Just can't strong. Can't let the system hold me down. But when my work is over, that is when I lay me down.
Good night, good night, good night. Now, before I say anything, I must say this. I must say this. There's one thing about me that a lot of people don't know, and mainly because of the profession that I hold. All my life, I've been a teacher, lecturer. I've been someone that speaks to people. So when I told my family that I was going into politics, they laughed because there is something that they know that persons tend not to know. I stutter real bad. Real bad, yes? Now, I believe you would have gotten a whiff of it when I introduced myself, yeah? However, I have never allowed it to stop me from doing what I need to do. Never did. And I doubt I ever will. When it's all said and done, however, I want to ensure that what I say is something that resonates with you, yeah? And get you to the point where you could choose wisely and choose the new national party. Someone once said, we must accept finite disappointments because they would end, but never lose sight of the infinite hope. That one person is Martin Luther King. Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, party chairman, leader emeritus, and a distinguished statesman of the Tri-Island State. The Honorable Mrs. Emmeline Pear, leader of the opposition and political leader. Other members of the executive, party supporters, well-wishers, the undecided, both near and far. The people of the beloved tongue of St. George, and by extension, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Good night. One may ask, who am I? Now, I am no stranger to Dabo or to the streets. I have been here up and down the place, yeah? The communities have shaped me for what I am, yeah? And now it is my turn to give back to the community. Like many of you, I understood what the struggle is. I remember back in the day where I have to get up 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning to go and jog water. And then NNP came in. Lord have mercy. I understand the sacrifice that families have to go through. My family went through a lot of it. I understand the pressure that young people go through. I really do, because I'm from the area. And I understand the determination that allows us to get through. I understand. Those experiences have resonated with me. It stayed with me. And for those reasons, I believe leadership should be practical, should be compassionate, and should be people-centered. You may ask why I'm here. I'm not here to make noise. I'm here because I believe in the people of the tongue of St. George. I believe they need stronger representation. Yes. I believe so. Yes. I believe they need practical solution to their issues. And I believe they deserve a leadership that listens, understands, and acts. Yes. But tonight is not about me. It's about you, your voices, your priorities. Over the past weeks, I've been going through Dabo River Road, Mount Rush, a place I never knew before named Kalata. No, that's a lie. I knew it, you know. I just didn't know his name was Kalata. Yes? And what I found, what I heard was very clear. Your concerns are not complicated. They are real everyday needs. You ask not for the impossible, but for the progress. You ask for progress in housing. That's something I have looked at and realized it is true. Families are struggling for safe, secure, affordable housing. Now, if you know the New National Party, you know the New National Party is all about housing. Yes? So we must expand our housing. We must support families, especially new ones that just start to build. We must ensure our people can live in dignity. You also ask for progress in youth empowerment. Our youth, our young persons in Dabo and the surrounding areas, of course, they are ready. They are able. All they need is just the opportunity. Opportunity that must be created. And if you know the NNP again, NNP creates opportunity. They create pathways for jobs and skills training, i.e., the money. They support entrepreneurship. And, well, thank you very much. We support entrepreneurship. And we partner with institutions and private sector to open doors for persons who need support. You also ask for progress in the River Road mitigation, flood mitigation project. Now, to be honest, that is sad. Countless engagement was made. Ministry of Health, the parliamentary representative of the town of St. George, the MPs, the countless, and nothing is done. Right now, the river is in a state that maybe if we don't deal with it right now and a heavy rain come, well, woe be unto the persons in Lower River Road. Yeah? We need to do something about that. We need to create proper drainage, especially in River Road and in the stadium. We need sustainable infrastructure and a long-term solution to the problems that they face. You also ask for progress in sports and youth development. Now, you would know around the River Road area, sports is not just recreation, right? A lot of people get out of this by sports, yeah? I remember back in the day, Chenny Joseph got out of it. Brother Nixon Modest got out of it, yeah? And of course, countless others. We need to invest in youth. We must invest in youth. We need to invest in programs that support the institutions that support the youth. And we need to provide opportunities for talent to grow. Additionally, there is a clamoring for community centers. Now, I don't know if that is the case, but I think it is. Dabo doesn't have one, yeah? The Cemetery Hill does not have one. The Caranage does not have one, yeah? We need to promote community centers. Reason being, community centers provide spaces for the communities to connect, for them to grow, and to support one another. We need to work forward. We need to work towards revitalizing the community centers and to creating a safe space for the youth engagement. I am committed. I am committed to you. I'm committed not to make promises I can't fulfill, because that's not who I am. But I'm committed to listening. I'm committed to be present. I'm committed to report back to you. And I'm committed to work consistently and relentlessly for your constituency. I am committed. I have joined the new National Party not because of being looked at as somebody high and mighty, as someone would say. But I believe that this organization has the capacity to develop the people of Grenada. And they have done it in the past, and they will do it in the future. But let me be clear. My first responsibility is for the people of the town of St. George's. This is not about division. It's about development. It's about building a constituency where families feel safe and secure, where young people see there is an opportunity, where the community are supported, and where people feel heard. Tonight, brothers and sisters, I'm not asking just for your support. I'm asking for your partnership. I'm asking you to walk with me, share your ideas, hold me accountable, and together we could build something better. Not just for today, but for the future. In conclusion, with God's guidance, with the strength of our people, with the wisdom of our elders, and my mom, boy, and the energy of our youth, I am ready. We are ready. The NNP is ready. Brothers and sisters, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, people of the tongue of St. George, NNPites, I dream of a brighter day when Grenada restores the new national party to governance. For the future of our country depends on it. Thank you, and God bless.
So, folks, Town of St. George, your very own Dr. Troy Noel. Only earlier on in the week, I heard someone boasting that they never lost. For those of us who followed, they say they never lost. But however, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, my next speaker is the most successful politician Grenada have ever seen. Without a doubt, his academic achievements in the field of being a professor, from the field of play to captaining Grenada's national team, to leaving New York and coming back here to serve the people of Grenada. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, our chairman and the best prime minister Grenada has ever seen, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell.
Don't stop. Old people, they say, back long time ago, if something ain't break, don't fix it, leave it so. And up to this day, this I still maintain. This is why I say,
Thank you. Thank you. The night is already very late already, so I won't want to keep you long. Because I don't bat long these days at all. My record is there. I score enough runs already, so I don't have to bat much. Let me first recognize, of course, our political leader and, of course, the next Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou, Petit Martinique. And, of course, the next representative of the tongue of St. George, Dr. Troy Noel. course, Brother Adrian, and of course, all Brothers White, Brother Nimrod, and all other brothers, Sister Nolene, and all the team of the New National Party. Sister Brenda is here with us. Everyone, and all of you. But let me say this. There are certain parts of this country, whenever I go there, it's like coming home. Dabo is like home to me. I have a tremendously a history of connection with Dabo. I recall being the Minister of Works in 1984 to 1990, and people from the area was asking for some place to build a home, and they started a squatting was a big problem, and some people were making decision that we need to get the people out of Dabo. I can never forget this. And I remember saying to them, where are you going to put them? And what we should be doing is not talking about moving them, but finding ways to get them title so they can have a spot called their own. And therefore, with their families and the government working together, they can create opportunity to build houses and proper houses for the people. I remember Prime Minister Blaze at the time supported me, and action started. People started getting opportunities for title over the years. That was the first step, but then you had no roads. You had no water, no electricity, no telephone service at the time. Sisters and brothers, I will never forget, somebody mentioned water a while ago. The first time we brought water to this area, I can't remember what part we had the ceremony, but I remember Brother Bull. Brother Bull get up on the platform and he say, you know, I want to thank the government because when I put on water, go to bed, water bust in my foot. I could never forget this. I don't know if Bull is around yet, and I don't know if he's able to come. I know he's not doing as well as he was 40 years ago, but they. And electricity, sisters and brothers, as the minister then, and of course as later on Prime Minister, we had to. Grand Lake wanted to say, well, look, we couldn't connect the people because many of them don't have properties and titles and so on. I said, no, well, we must bring lights to the people of Dabo. And therefore today what you see, light all over the place in Dabo. And the telephone system came also. So the entire infrastructure and the building of the Dabo community, the New National Party's history is well laid in Dabo and the surrounding areas. That's why I'm proud. When I see you have a representative coming from Dabo, you have a representative coming from Dabo that tells you cannot let him down. That is your own, sisters and brothers. Now, let me speak to you. We have a country in trouble. We have some people parading in office and pretending that they are your servants. But they behave as if they are your masters. They talk down to you. They show utter contempt for the people. They show no interest in the development of the country, but development of themselves. Sisters and brothers, when you see something looking like a con job, don't play with it. If something look like a con job and it act like a con job, do not play with it. That's why, I would like Brother Robert White to create a platform for us to do a nice show. Brother White, and he's right here tonight, I'm challenging him. We need a good show about people coming in and walking in and trying to con everybody. A nice show, Brother White. That's why I left you last, because I wanted to talk to you about that show. Friends, we have to take back our country. We have to take back our country. And I'm very happy to see the team that the NNP has put together for this country. You look at the team we have that's coming forward. You have your leader, yes. But the leader is just like I was, just one person. Without the team that was with me in government, we would not have seen that development in the country, sisters. All I had to do it by myself. So that is why you see people like Brother Dwight Horsford here tonight. This is the kind of quality personnel ready to help to build this country and to take government back to the people of this country. That is why we have Sister Nolan in St. David's who will take back St. David's and put Deacon where he's supposed to be. And sisters and brothers, you already know, as I said before, what we have, and you already see what now exists in government. So friends, I have seen, as I get ready to depart from the parliament of the country, there's some things I feel strongly about. There is no reason why I should come in front of you and ask you to vote for me as a member of the New National Party. I took my vote. And I didn't give you. I didn't give you. I gave you as a member of the New National Party. You take my vote and you go and you sell it for 50 pieces of silver. I say that's a crime against the people of this country. And then another one take your vote and say he from a party now. He own party. Who the hell vote for you? The New National Party's people in Tongue of St. George voted for the NNP candidate. And you're posing as a leader of another political party. Sisters and brothers, I have been a member of the New National Party since 1984. When it won 1 seat and 1.5 seats, I was right there. When it won 7 seats, I was there. When it won 8, I was there. When it won 15, because I do not jump from one place to the next. And that's why I am confident. When you vote for Troy, Troy will be right there with the New National Party. Because that is the quality of the man that you have before you. And therefore, I am proud. As I said, I don't need to speak long at all. Because I'm confident that we have a work to do. We have a team. That's why in my own constituency, we have Dr. Adrian Joseph taking the mantle of leadership forward to continue to bring in service and support to the people. And not just to Northwest, he'll be helping Brother Troy and other members of the New National Party and helping the political leader to govern this country properly and bring jobs to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Peter Martinique. And as you know, the NNP, when it came into government, did not just talk and pose and come and tell you all kinds of fancy stories. I'm telling you, this so-called project Polaris, Dollaries, what is it? I can't pronounce the thing. My tongue will get tied up. Listen, Dolores. Dolores is a girl name, you know. I ain't doing that. All they don't go and call me name. I ain't doing that. Yeah. But you know, seriously, sisters and brothers, finance has been my life, right? I did work for international organizations in Washington for years. And everybody knows my background as a mathematician. This so-called Polaris is a fraud. I am telling you this. That will never come true. It is an attempt to hoodwink the people of Grenada with an election coming up to tell you that they're going to build up nice, pretty building and all your health care problems would be solved. That's a bunch of nonsense. Sisters and brothers, as was said by many speakers tonight, many speakers said to you, you can't buy Fenzik to help headache in the hospital. You can't provide basic medicine for those people with sugar-related issues, diabetes. You can't solve the high blood pressure basic medication, as almost all black people or race have a tendency to high blood pressure. That's in our history. That's our DNA as black people in general. So you have to have any country with a lot of black persons, and people generally, but black people in general. You have to have serious services to deal with fundamental problems like this. But you can't do this. People telling you when they go to the hospital, the nurses and doctors apologizing for the lack of the services and telling you to get a family member to go and buy basic medication. You can't get anything, but you tell him you're having big ceremony, a lot of food and drinks and enjoying yourself, and telling me you're turning a sword for a massive hospital. By the time, even if they had the money, and that was possible, by the time that common stream, half of you dead already. Half of us then. That's a fact. So this is a con job. This is a con job. And I tell you, ask them, bring the financials forward. Tell us where all these monies are coming from. Tell us how you're going to repay the money that you just bought, that you're borrowing all over the place. You claim. Tell us the timelines for the services and the building of the hospital, of the so-called hospital. Give us details. Don't make us try to think you can fool all of us. My friends, the NNP is there to expose all these con men and the job that they're trying to do to this country. So tonight, sisters and brothers, all I can say to you is this. You have a good young man in this area. Someone who will stay with you, who will take your vote and serve you, the people of Dabo and the surrounding areas. And I am going to be here. I told him tonight, every nook and cranny in the tongue he's going, and he wants me to be there. I'm going to be there with him to remind the people of Dabo, River Road, and all parts of the tongue about the NNP service to this constituency and to the country as a whole. And that's why tonight, sisters and brothers, I want to thank you all for the love that I see you have given him, and to say to you, hold tight. Hold tight, sisters and brothers, because the NNP is coming for the rescue mission to rescue Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. So I thank you very much, my friends. Thank you very much for your service and support that you have given me all over the years. And to say to you, round it off, this service to me and your country by voting solidly for the new National Party and your new leader of this country, Sister Emmeline Pierre, to take Grenada forward with a team of the new National Party who will be working with her to bring benefits to all the people of this country. Thank you all, and good night.
Everybody know, about 6 years ago, where this country were, we can go back there no more. Not saying we reach, but we on that path. So let's keep moving with can ignore. Let's keep moving. Must admit we better off than before. Let's keep moving. We rock the right back, so no turning back. Let's keep moving. Don't stop.
All right, folks. So we want to thank the chairman. Thank you so very much, Dr. Mitchell, on the delivery this evening. Somebody saying to me, better we name the whole of the administration farmers. They just turning sad all over the place. All they're doing is turning sad. Better they just turn farmers. Folks, as we get ready to bring on our final speaker this evening, again, we want to remind you guys to get registered, do the work, put in the work. This is not going to happen if we just stand by and don't get registered, we don't get people involved. If we don't do that, we are not going to be successful. So we're asking you to check the voters list, check the information, credible information. And when I speak credible information, I want to say this. Stop sharing things on social media that is not NNP related. Let us share the message that the NNP is sharing. Don't go onto their profiles and share their items. They are getting the views. We don't want that. Let us share our information. Stop going on social media and sharing their thing and sharing this and sharing it. We don't want to see. Show us everything that is NNP. All right? So, folks, this evening, our final speaker, the political leader, and ladies and gentlemen, your next Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou and P.D. Martinique, I invite us stand together with Sister Emmeline Pear.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Good night. I greet you tonight, understanding that I want to take the next 10 minutes to wrap this meeting up. I want to especially recognize the chairman of the New National Party and former Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou and P.T. Martinique, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Claudius Mitchell. I also recognize tonight all of the candidates who are here with us. Put your hands together for all the candidates, the winning team of the New National Party that is going to bring real progress and real transformation to this country. But tonight I want to pause to specially recognize the candidate for the tongue of St. George, a man who I believe is going to follow in the footsteps of Honorable Brenda Hood as it relates to real development in this constituency. And she's here tonight as a sign that she's going to stand with him in the tongue of St. George. The development we've seen in this constituency, I say to us tonight, Troy Noel will be the next parliamentary representative to continue, brothers and sisters, the development of this constituency. And so many of you are here tonight. I want to thank you for coming out to show your support to Brother Troy tonight. I believe he has everything that is necessary for winning, everything that is necessary for serving people, starting with a heart for people, love for people, not just saying that you love people, but truly loving people. And Brother Troy, I want to wish you all the best. I'm confident that you are going to do extremely well in this role. Brothers and sisters, tonight, I say to you that there are some real issues affecting the people of this country. Whether we are in Dabo, whether we're in Mount Rush, whether we're in Cemetery Hill, whether we're in River Road, wherever we are, I say to you, the fundamental issue affecting people in this country, and this constituency is no exception, is the consistent rise in the cost of living. And not just, as I said, in this constituency, throughout the length and breadth of this country. Brothers and sisters, just as high is the concern of people for health care in this country. I believe Sister Nolan and other speakers tonight reminded us of the challenges that ordinary people face in this country with poor health care service. Brothers and sisters, infrastructure, another major critical concern for the average person in this country. No one enjoys traveling from Grenville to St. George's anymore. You're concerned for your vehicle. Traveling from Grandance to come here, it is the same concern, brothers and sisters. The issues and the challenges are affecting people everywhere. Brothers and sisters, the issue of unemployment is another issue that is affecting many people in this constituency. And I'm not just telling you what's on my mind, but I'm telling you what the data is saying for this constituency and almost every constituency around the country. Cost of living, health care, unemployment, infrastructure. These are the real issues that are affecting people today. Brothers and sisters, I want to remind you though that the new National Party over the years has proven to you that we have been tried and tested and we delivered to the people of this country. But you know what stands out to me is not just delivery in regular, ordinary time. The NNP delivered to this country in the toughest of times, the most challenging times. Think about Hurricane Ivan, Emily, COVID. The NNP delivered under the most difficult circumstances in this country. Brothers and sisters, not just COVID and Ivan and Emily. Brothers and sisters, when the NNP inherited office in 2013, it was another disaster coming in after the National Democratic Congress. As the former Prime Minister, he had to go to Trinidad to seek support to ensure that public officers were paid. People don't know the struggle that some people went through. Brothers and sisters, I'm saying that to you to say tonight that our track record is solid as a rock. The history of the NNP and the leadership of under Dr. Mitchell has proven to the people of this country that we can perform under any circumstances and deliver to the people of this country. Brothers and sisters, what we inherited in 2013 is worth a reminder tonight. Because we had a government, brothers and sisters, that was selling assets to pay salaries. This is no joke. We got to a stage in this country where the government had to sell government buildings to be able to pay salaries at the end of the month. And that is why I don't trust this talk about a glitch in the system. I have a fundamental belief that we have a serious cash flow problem in this country today. And in the midst of this situation, $330 million in deficit. Brothers and sisters, this administration is talking about taking loans for over $600 million, weight on the backs of the people of this country. Who will pay it back? Remember when they asked that question before? Who paying it back? You know what? The NNP and the track record prove that we could have managed the country and built serious infrastructure at the same time. Look at the cricket stadium. Look at the athletic stadium. Look at the cruise ship ports. Look at the expansion of the Morris Bishop International Airport. Brothers and sisters, throughout the length and breadth, the road network of this country, these are the evidence of the performance and the capability of the new National Party. And that is why every single Grenadian need to be concerned based on the track record of the NDC, the decisions that they make on your behalf. It is dangerous where we are right now. So brothers and sisters, when we speak about these issues that I mentioned that concerns everybody, and you heard about Project Polaris tonight, this is the response of the NDC administration to the healthcare situation in this country. That's the response. But I want to remind you tonight, brothers and sisters, that the NNP response is always about the people of this country. And I want to share this with you. The NNP has always discussed a new hospital. This is not new. Even the last NDC administration spoke about a new hospital. But let me show you the difference. The difference between the NDC now and the NNP is that the NDC is obsessed with building a new hospital for one reason only: to tick a box. One reason only: to say that we did this, or we were going to do this, or plan is to do this, simply for one reason: to get a vote from the people of this country. But that is not the NNP way, brothers and sisters. And that is why when the conversation of a new hospital came up under the NNP, let me tell you what the decision was. The decision was that in this country, within 30 minutes, we must have proper healthcare facility for every single Grenadian. Proper quality, high quality health services. And that is why it was that vision, brothers and sisters, that drove our administration in the most difficult period. Do you remember COVID? When the construction of that polyclinic in Guave took place. It was driven by that very vision. Because you see, the vision of the NNP, brothers and sisters, was not to tick a box and make a man look good and say he has vision for the country. It was to provide real service. So that is why we said every parish must have a polyclinic. And that polyclinic must be equipped with ambulance services, diagnostic services, and quality services. And we said the model must be the Guave Polyclinic. Brothers and sisters, we built that facility. There is equipment in that facility. And ask the present administration, what is the state of this building? What is happening there? And that tells me, without a doubt, that this Polaris thing is not about the people and healthcare. Because if you care about people and you care about their health, you would give priority to 24-hour service at the Guave Polyclinic, which we constructed. But I say to you, the NNP will be back to continue the work that we started. So Guave is completed. We must have a serious polyclinic in every parish in this country. We must upgrade Princess Alice, for example. And we started that process. Services that were never available in St. Andrew, they are available at the Princess Alice, and we were building on that foundation. That is our vision. Not Polaris, not a hospital that could take 15 years for construction. It is about making sure that health care is accessible to every man, woman, and child throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. But not just accessible, affordable to people. And that is why the vision went one step further. And we say that every Grenadian must have access to national health insurance. That's the vision right there. But beyond that, brothers and sisters, ask our nurses, ask our doctors. The issue of preventative health care was indeed a priority under our administration, and strategies to improve that was being rolled out. Because you see, for us, the priority going forward must be to prevent people from getting sick. That must be the priority. How do we ensure that we are providing opportunities for people to stay healthy and to prevent them from having to go to the hospital? That is where the money must be going at this time. And that is why I say to you, if we had to make a decision to spend almost $30 million on Project Polaris at this time, we were not going to do this. $30 million, can you imagine this? $30 million already spent before the sod turning ceremony. Can you imagine what it would have been if we would have pumped $30 million in primary health care service today? Could you imagine? Could you imagine, brothers and sisters, the kind of machinery, the kind of equipment, that we would have had at Princess Alice, at the Guave facility, brothers and sisters in St. Patrick, with $30 million. Could you imagine? And so I ask yourself in Carriacou, what could we have done to improve healthcare today with $30 million already down the drain? Brothers and sisters, this administration is bent on putting a rope around our necks, trying everywhere to borrow $600 million at the expense of the Grenadian population. I say to you tonight, don't be distracted, Grenada, because you and I know that we're going to have a sword turning ceremony. You probably may have some blocks in the ground. But I say to you, the election will come, and the people of Grenada will have to make a decision about the future of healthcare in this country. And I say to you, I believe that the people of this country are well aware that the only party that could turn around the current situation as it relates to healthcare is the new National Party. Brothers and sisters, how can we trust a government that reports to you after 3 years of having the wheels of healthcare in their hands? 3 years later, the Minister of Health says to us, the situation is not better. So the question is, why did we bring you? Why did we bring you on board? Not for good looks. We brought you to make things better. And that is why, brothers and sisters, I say to you, the new National Party is expanding its vision as it relates to healthcare in this country. And I want to repeat to you tonight, our vision is not pie in the sky, because we are going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for the sword turning ceremony. And you have to remind them that people who need basic ointments to dress themselves when they go to the clinic, they could do with the money. I'm sure they're going to spend $500,000 just on refreshments and decorations. I guarantee you that. And the question is, how many people would be able to get basic medication today with $500,000 that would be wasted for a sod turning ceremony? That is why I say to you, NNP cares about people. It's not about scoring cheap political points. It is about people. And tonight I say again, the new National Party administration will be returning to continue the vision as it relates to healthcare. Sister Nolan highlighted the problems, and I know every single one of you can identify with the problems. You feel it, so you know it. But we are talking now about the way forward, and you can put your trust in the new National Party that we are going to bring quality health care in every parish in this country as we have started to do. And when we promise, we deliver to the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. A work that we started, that's not pie in the sky. That was a commitment to you, and we showed you how we started in Guave with the polyclinic. We will be back to continue the work of the people of this country. So I close tonight by saying to you, have full confidence in the team of the new National Party, because we backpack and we're ready to do the work of the people of this country. We are ready. The team is ready from day one to work with you, to hold your hands, and to ensure that we continue to move this government, this country in the direction that it was going. We took a back turn. We went back. But that's not a big problem, because NNP know how to turn things around and move forward. We did it in 2013, and I guarantee you we are ready to do it again for you, the people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. God bless you. God bless you. And God bless Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique.
Enchanting music fills the ocean depths. Welcome to a magical world where sparkling light glimmers beneath the waves. Today, Ariel has a very special quest.
So folks, put your hands together for all of our speakers tonight.